I'm going to share my screen. I'll give you a whole bunch of resources that I enjoy in no particular order. Just, here, I'll share. Okay. And then I will also try to put this stuff in the chat at the same time for you guys. So if you guys want to open it up, save it, like I said, bookmark it, follow it, whatever you want to do. All right, this guy's, been absolutely taking the marketing world by storm, and becoming more and more popular by the day. Alex Hormozi, highly recommend. He owns acquisition.com. I have found almost every piece of content that I've watched by him to be incredibly high value. So I just highly recommend him. He covers a wide range of stuff, from sales to marketing tactics to, what he did in the past, up sales, things of that nature. He comes from the gym world. He built an agency, specifically worked with gyms, and went far beyond what the normal agency does. So anyways, I'm going to throw that in. Alex Hormozi. I'm going to give, so I got YouTube, I got Twitter, I got some just, blogs, I got some podcasts, I got some Facebook groups. So I'll give you the whole gamut depending on what kind of social you like. So I'm really glad some folks gave Instagram, because it's not really as much my world. This guy, Daniel, he runs a company called Client Ascension, teaches pretty much the whole range of how to build your agency from the very beginning to the end. But one of the big things that you probably can learn the most is cold email, which I know is a big piece for a lot of our folks. So, and then I think I just saw a video come out from him like a day or two ago, literally about how to, grow on Twitter, which I thought was really cool. So, Daniel, Brian runs adspin.com. If you're interested in learning everything you can about YouTube advertising, he is a guy that he actually runs a mastermind focused on YouTube advertising only. So lots of great value in this channel. Jeremy Miner, fantastic sales information, everything from cold calling to, the structure of a presentation to closing, all of it. And I just really like the style. The typical sales trainings in the past were like always be closing. His is always be disarming, making people feel comfortable, right? And I just love the tonality he has and the way he teaches it. If you pick up any of this stuff, this will be powerful. I have one of my other partners reminded me of him literally yesterday. We were on a phone call together, and it was after we had talked to a prospect and pitched him. He had shared that he had actually joined Jeremy's program, and I'm very confident that that partner is just going to grow tremendously as a result, because he's growing, or the way he's generating his leads is cold calls. And so he's taken a lot of their scripts, things of that nature, successful with that. So, and here's the thing, the more you dive into this stuff, like I could hand you a script and it doesn't matter unless it's said well, right? And so constantly diving into this information is only going to be helpful. So recommend that. Jeremy Miner for specifically for sales. Also has a podcast, Closers Are Losers, which goes back to the whole idea of disarming, right? So there you go. Lucas James, Twiz. So Twiz.io, or it was Twiz.io. I think they might have renamed it. I can't recall what it is. But Agency Go. So this is actually a pretty cool place. Yeah, it's at twiz.io, sign up. A lot of agency owners are involved in this, they actually sign up for this, and they get introduced to other agency owners, and they look for cross ways to help each other. So other agency owners probably don't offer all the same services you do. And so it's kind of a community like that. But here you can kind of see what that membership looks like. Cool guy, got to hang out on his podcast as well, but highly recommend his podcast, which I'll get to that here in a minute. I listen to that on a regular basis. And then YouTube is I don't think that they update it as frequently. I guess they do somewhat, but solid content when they do. I'll put that there. Jason, I follow. I don't actually watch too much of this personally, but this is solid like 101 stuff. If you're trying to like understand, what is Google Tag Manager? What is Google Ads for Beginners? How to create an ebook in 10 minutes. Lead magnets that work. Like this is good, solid 101 stuff. If you're brand new to the world of marketing, so I don't want to just skip over that. I want to be able to give you all sorts of levels. Okay. But yeah, produce a solid content, Jason. Danco, like he's Twitter famous. But this isn't obviously his Twitter account, but you'll see all the different links. But this is his YouTube. He's going to cover everything of like being a creator of content. How do you create content that people actually want to read and absorb, and how do you build trust with people because of the content that you create? And ultimately, his big thing is like, hey, build a one-person business, right? He's built a one-person business and made crazy amounts of money. I don't know the totals, but millions as a one-person business. And so very inspiring stuff, lots of great information that you'll be able to learn there. Hey, look, it's that company. If you don't subscribe to us, great plug there, Mike. Good job. Yeah, so hey, I create content for you guys too, mostly in the form of shorts. So you can definitely hang out with me there. Oh, hey, you can also follow me personally on Twitter if you so wish. I'll put that here. Your Twitter user. By the way, I put the same link. I didn't copy and paste properly. If you're not using Twitter, it's you're overlooking a crazy powerful social platform that a lot of business owners use, and marketers. This is my favorite place. Even like I prefer Twitter to LinkedIn. Like literally my favorite place to connect with amazing marketers, amazing salespeople, amazing just business owners, and there's so much value shared by folks here that if you're not on Twitter, get on Twitter. You can check out, hey, you can follow me, and then you can check out the people I follow if you kind of just want to, have a starting place. But here's some more. Sam teaches agency founders how to build 7-8-figure businesses through branding, team building, operations, leveraging AI. Always has really good, solid content that I enjoy. Wiz Ecom also helps agency owners, always posting really great content. Jordan Ross is integrated with Lucas James, who owns Twiz, and has a podcast that I'll cover, but they run 8figureagency.co. Solid content there. I'm just going to start going through this quickly because we're running out of time. Instantly.ai, if I haven't mentioned it prior, super solid platform that I recommend if you're going to be doing cold email of any sort. I recommend you check out instantly.ai. Inside of their platform, which you can buy, I think, for $97 a month, or they might even have a cheaper program for less emails, but it gets like I think $40 ish. But this platform, if you're going to do cold email, basically has an entire master class of how to do cold email and do it right baked into the platform that they should charge like $2,000, $3,000 for, and you get it for the subscription costs. And then also you have the tool set to do cold email well. So this is one of the founders. Matt, we had him on our masterminds a couple of weeks ago. Runs ringbot.io. Highly recommend his content. He teaches a lot of stuff about sales in particular. You know, I closing 83% of my sales calls, walk you through the whole process, right? Niles is the other founder of instantly.ai, so recommend both of them. And then Sean, yeah, his thing is a lot of stuff about productivity. So I find he has a lot of really interesting tips that I recommend.
What is instantly.ai?
Instantly.ai is a cold email marketing platform. So if you're thinking of sending out cold emails to generate leads and appointments, that platform is just super solid to help you do that, as well as includes a lot of training on how to successfully do that. Because if you don't do it well, you're going to get marked as spam very quickly, and you're going to end up in, you know, the sponsored inbox, you know, the spam folder, etc. Their platform ultimately helps you avoid that.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Absolutely. Search engine land, highly recommend if you're interested in learning everything related to SEO. Same thing with Search Engine Journal. Highly recommend these resources. I read them frequently. All right, and then we're going to go into podcasts. So we got the Digital Agency Growth Podcasts. This is the one that's run by You Gurus, bought by DigitalOcean. If you so wish, you probably could search it for my name. I was on it at one point. But solid people. And this is one that Dominique had mentioned. Love this podcast. How to Scale an Agency. This is run by Twiz. I had a chance to also be on this podcast, and they always have like super amazing people and have amazing information on how to build up your agency. So that's a great podcast. This one isn't about like building, you know, an agency in particular, but it's all about mindset. And I really like this one. It's run by a guy named Taylor Welch, which he previously owned a whole lot of businesses. In fact, he has a really interesting story. He had built out multiple businesses, had $72 million worth of assets in the piece of the businesses he owned was worth $72 million. He literally just gave it all away, gave it away, didn't sell it, gave it away recently. I'm really I love following him. I think he's an amazing dude. And I just, it's been really cool to see him grow. When I kind of first ran into his content, I was like, this guy's a little uppity and ostentatious and just like he's full of himself a bit. I can tell that he is still a solid performer, right? You know, that never changed, but I just felt like there was like this humbling of spirit. I've been following him for 3-4 years. Anyways, love this particular piece of content. He has tons of different Facebook groups, all sorts of stuff, but check this one out. Daily Drive. This is a podcast we actually used to run. It's not something that we've been updating. We no longer put new content here, but we have just a huge backlog of content. We did some interviews, but really scroll back before the interviews began, and I think that's where some of the solid content from Ken, our CEO, is. And you'll really get some good stuff out of that. If you haven't heard, Entrepreneurs on Fire is literally one of the most popular podcasts out there. Always has amazing entrepreneurs. Pretty sure that these guys pay to end up being on this podcast. Like, this is a distribution channel that people, you know, will pay to ultimately get on to share their story, but it's still is always pretty good. Marketing Against the Grain, which is run by HubSpot. Another super awesome one that I enjoy. And then I already mentioned Alex Ramosi, but this is his podcast, The Game. So if you follow his YouTube, now you've got his podcast too. All right, and we're gonna get into groups here. All right, so digital marketing agency owners, I'm just gonna kind of throw them in here. Some of these groups are super active and amazing. Some of them are, they still have good content, but they're not very active. This one's about positioning. I love this group in particular, even though I'm not really using Facebook personally too much anymore. I'm more of a YouTube, Twitter guy now, but if you're on Facebook, I love this SEO group. They're constantly talking about tactics and doing tests and trials and trying to break things, and I just really love it. This is League Off. He's a marketing agency coach. One of our partners refers folks over to us all the time, and he also has solid content here. This is My Web Audit, which we probably should have him on this mastermind at some point. His name's Clifford. He owns My Web Audit. Really cool tool. If you haven't seen it before, I recommend just checking it out. But it's a nice way to be able to audit, your customers. I know that we mostly provide that for you guys, but if there's any alternative needs, this does other type of audits that we don't. This is Facebook Ad Hacks group. So this one gives a lot of cool, hey, this is what you can do from a Facebook advertising perspective. And then this is a brand new one that I had joined right before I had left, using Facebook on a regular basis, Gary Halpert Copy Club. But if you literally just look up Gary Halpert, find his website. I find if you kind of do the who are your heroes and then who are your heroes' heroes, because you want to know who influenced them. Yeah, this is like one of the guys that influences a lot of the people that I follow that I super enjoy, and I've started absorbing some of his content. I was like, oh wow, now I know who was influencing all this content that I've been absorbing. So one of the older guys in the industry that solid stuff there. Did I put it in? I haven't. That. This is the instantly cold email masterclass Facebook group. I have some people that troll this is high level job network. So if you haven't heard of Go High Level, a lot of folks use it for automating a lot, but some of our partners will actually go beyond us just helping generate leads to using Go High Level that automatically sends out emails and texts and builds out this whole automation piece for customers as well. But anyways, this is their job network that people actually are trying to hire other people to do things. So you could actually just kind of sit there, listen, and who knows, you might run into an opportunity. And then this is the Grow Your Digital Agency. I haven't been following this one too long. I had joined it. I met the guy who runs it, thought he was awesome, but I haven't paid too much attention, but I did want to mention it. So there you go, guys. There's a ridiculous amount of resources. My goal is to completely, hopefully, change your. Oh, I think it froze. Are you guys there? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It just froze.
Okay. Yeah. My goal today was just give you a ridiculous amount of resources. Hopefully, it creates some aha moments. You just see things start kind of pull together once you're absorbing all this. But yeah, I'm sure your news feeds, if you start to follow all that, will start to look a lot more like mine. And it's like, oh, where are my friends at? I don't see my friends anymore. I just see stuff about what I do. But yeah, whether you follow them on social or go to the website, sign up for the email newsletters, I think you'll get tons and tons of value